I describe it as performance research, which uses the medium of movement and explores movement in performance and the performer's experience in performance in relation to the audience in the space.
What Optik is it's a performance technique. It's based on the dynamics of walking, running and standing, basically. I mean, that's what it's rooted in. That's the basis of it. And it's that which holds us down. Because and it's that which gives us the basis and the security from which to work.
And there were loads of ideas floating around. Barry thought about Indian percussion and Western percussion, and for the first rehearsals I brought along so much gear, it was truckloads of gear. But we've eventually honed it down to a much smaller percussion section, as it were.
People ask me what I do or whatever, I always take a huge sigh and think, I've got to do this again. I've got to try and make sense of this, of what we do, to someone who's never seen it. If you say it's textless, they say, is it mime? If you say it's not dance, so it's theatre. If it's not theatre, is it dance? You know, there's no box for it to fit in too easily, so you're on a losing wicket, really. The only way they're going to have any understanding of it is to come and see it.
Well, there's several different things you've got to deal with. I mean, the priority is to get into the space, to have a look at what it's got to offer, to see what problems it's got, what things that are in there that we won't want to use. And normally it's the first task is to kind of get those sorts of things out of the building so that we can actually use the space really as it is. Then to meet the various technical people, talk about the way that we're going to light the piece, to make sure they understand that we're going to use it in a slightly different seating arrangement than we normally do, and that's the kind of most important thing when we first come into the space. Right, what I want to do is, before anything goes into the space, to work some of the very basic principles of the work. That is, the patterning of the three, the one, the two, the three, to get them to work connecting with one another, so that the basic principle is that you have a certain constraint within which you're working. It's not total freedom at all. And what are those constraints? And the constraints are set by the space, so a lot of this work is to do with simply coming to terms with the space. And also the other constraint is the decisions the other two performers and Simon is making. And that line, it's a matter of focusing down more and more on that line so that they work it as tight as they possibly can.
You discover new ways, new relationships with the other performers, with the audience, with the space. And the whole performance is a risk. So I don't think we can actually perform it without taking those risks and surprising. And I think it's those moments of surprise, something unexpected, that gives the pleasure.
The audience is getting the same kind of freedom that I'm getting. You know, they're getting the freedom to, in a way, they've been given some kind of editorial freedom over the piece, and they're always in control. They're not. We're not focusing their attention on particular. We're not saying, look at this. We're not saying, feel this. We're not telling them what to feel. We're not telling them what to think. We're not telling them to do anything. We're again giving them ammunition to get what they want from the performance.
I think it's a really interesting idea. The fact that we've always been able to leave a space, a performance space, leave the place where the audience is, come back in somewhere else, or even do some of the show outside so people in the space can't actually see it. Part of the attraction of it, from the audience's point of view as well as mine, is the proximity of performer-spectator.
What's different about it is not about getting control. It's about letting, all the time, it's about letting go. So the work itself has its own momentum, it has its own life. There's an enormous leap of faith involved there. And in a way, the director Barry's position is to give us enough ammunition. He's given us the technique to be able to survive out there and to be able to make performance. He's given us the tools with which to make performance.
Somebody might pull something out of the bag and we've got to be able to react. It's not like a regular gig where you're just sitting there playing. Because there's nothing set. And things do happen, surprising things happen.
When members of the audience get up to participate, I find it exciting. It's not the objective, but when it happens, there is automatically a lift in the show, because everyone suddenly thinks, God, you know, this is a bit odd. There's a punter on the stage. What on earth's going to happen? And we feel the same. So it's a lift. It's a lift. It's not that we need it. It's just that when it happens, you know, it's another sort of thing. Well, what on earth's going to happen now? What's he going to do? What's she going to do? Is she going to play ball, or is she going to be a complete loose cannon, or what? You know. But again, whatever they'll do, we'll either use it or adapt it or go with it some way. So it's not a problem at all.